What's good, everyone? It's your boy Evan coming to you with another video. This one is coming from an article with the New York Post regarding the New York City mayoral candidate Zohran Mamdani, and he's doubling down on his bizarre refusal to sign a resolution condemning the Holocaust. Now, personally, I think it's silly having to sign memorandums and resolutions saying that you condemn something that's so obviously deplorable, right? It's like having to sign a resolution for do you condemn rape? Yeah, no shit. Do you condemn war and famine? No. I love those things. It's stupid. To me, it's brain dead. But I guess the theatrics of politics in New York, there are constituents in there that would like to see him sign this, and it's one of those things where it's like, why wouldn't you, so I haven't read this yet. We're gonna go ahead and go into and see if we can find why he doesn't want to sign it. But before we do that, I would really appreciate if you could like, comment, subscribe. Going up and above would be sharing, but hey, once again, you don't have to do that. Most people don't do that, so I'm not blaming if you don't. So let's go ahead and get into it. New York City socialist mayoral wannabe Zohran Mamdani continued to offer a bizarre excuse Saturday about why he refuses to sign a resolution denouncing the Holocaust, and blew off questions about skipping out on a separate resolution celebrating Israel's 77th anniversary. The pro-Palestine state assemblyman from Queens parroted his staff's response after the firestorm of criticism, insisting that he didn't sign the Holocaust resolution because he is not co-sponsoring any resolutions in this year's legislative session. See, okay, yeah, that is a pretty weird and weak reason to not sign it. Now, as I said, if he were to have said, I'm not signing something that should be so blatantly obvious, like it's political theatrics and I don't want to get into that, I would have a bit more understanding. But saying that you're not signing it because you're not co-sponsoring any resolutions, like that to me seems silly. I don't know if I agree with that reason. This year, at the beginning of the year, I told my staff that we would not co-sponsor any resolutions that came into our assembly office, and that has nothing to do with the substance of the resolution. I'm proud to be a supporter of that resolution, the embattled lawmakers said, leaving the mayoral candidate forum hosted by the United Federation of Teachers in Midtown. To me, it just seems a little weird that you're not going to sign any resolutions. Like, what if a really, really good one comes across your desk, or one that makes no sense not to sign, such as this one? Personally, I don't like the reason. I'm not saying that he's lying, but it seems like a very silly reason to not sign a resolution, especially one that you say you're a supporter of. I was proud to vote for the Holocaust resolution, he added. I voted for that resolution every year that I've been in office. I would absolutely sign the resolution in the future, Mamdani insisted. The resolution calls for the state to proclaim January 27, 2025 as Holocaust Remembrance Day in the state of New York. He refused to elaborate on why he's not co-sponsoring resolutions this year. Mamdani has also dodged questions from the Post when asked why he skipped signing another resolution Wednesday celebrating the Jewish state's 77th anniversary, opting instead to get an endorsement in the mayoral race from an anti-Israel former rep, Jamal Bowman. Thank you so much, Mamdani said Saturday when asked about the Israel resolution before walking away. The article seems to be leaning into the idea that he's probably anti-Israel, right? After all, it did start by saying that he was pro-Palestine. He got this endorsement from an anti-Israel former representative, and he stayed away from co-sponsoring any of these resolutions dealing with Israel. What I would look into is, has this been consistent up to this year? Has he co-sponsored any other resolutions? If he hasn't, then I believe that he's being fairly consistent. Mamdani is running second in the most Democratic mayoral primary polls, trailing only former Governor Andrew Cuomo. But his snub of the resolutions have sparked outrage, as New York City counts as the largest Jewish population outside of Israel. Four other fellow socialist Dems joined Madani in not signing onto the pro-Israel resolution. Assembly members Emily Gallagher, Claire Valdez, Marcella Mitochondria, and Sarahana Shrestha. The resolution calls for the congratulation of the State of Israel on its 77th of its establishment and reaffirming the bonds of friendship, cooperation, and shared values between the people of the State of New York and Israel. It also designated 2025 as the 77th anniversary of the establishment of the modern State of Israel in the ancestral home of the Jewish people. Madani's campaign spokesperson Andrew Epstein oh no told Political the mayoral candidate opposes the Israel resolution because it notes Israel continues to strive for peace with security and dignity for itself, its neighbors, and throughout the world in order to fulfill the prophecy of becoming a light unto the nations. I think that it is bellied by the conduct of the right-wing government over the past 18 months, Epstein insisted. Ex-city councilman David Greenfield, who now runs the Met Council charity, said Madani's refusal to back the Holocaust resolution, no matter the reason, makes him unfit to be mayor. Not supporting a pro-Israel resolution does not make you an anti-Semite, he said on X. However, not recognizing the Holocaust certainly does. But did he deny that the Holocaust happened? He didn't deny it. You know, the guy's a Democrat, right? I have no dog in that race. I'm certainly not a Democrat, and I'm certainly not from New York. But I like to call a spade a spade. I don't see anything in here that is overtly anti-Semitic. I don't see anything here that's overtly anti-Israel, especially if he's being consistent with not signing any resolutions this year. And that's easily verifiable, right? I feel like that's not something that he would put out if he had signed a resolution. So with that said, I think that this guy is taking a little unnecessary flack for not signing this resolution. I do think that it is weird for you to predeterminately say you're not going to sign any resolutions in the year. Like, that's part of the job, right? I would hope that you wouldn't be so close-minded in the future, especially with stuff that you agree with. And he says that he agrees with this and he would probably sign on it into the future. That it just strikes me as odd. But odd is not anti-Semitic. But with that said, that is the end of the video. If you found this informative, please like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend if you'd like, and let me know what you think in the comments. With that, I'm out.